Hello students, in the previous lecture we have seen that how will you calculate the errors, compute the errors, how will you compute the errors, and then in what manner it will propagate into the final result. In what manner it will propagate in the final result when the final result is obtained by adding or subtracting the measured values. You can see here Z is a measured value which depends upon the three physical quantities which have been measured by some instrument. These measured values are A, B and C. If the absolute error in the measurement of A is delta A, in the measurement of B delta B, it may be plus minus delta A, that may be, and in C it is delta C. Then what will be the maximum permissible absolute error in the P? It will be equal to the sum of the absolute errors in measured values. Sum of the absolute errors in the measured values. This way we will calculate. Now we will see some questions here. You can see I am reading one question. Two measured resistances R1 and R2. Here R1 is given 100 plus minus 3 ohm and R2 is given 200 plus minus, this is how many, 4 ohm. They are connected in series. You have to compute the equivalent resistance with proper error limits. So as we know that when the resistances are connected in the series, then equivalent resistance in series, equivalent resistance and resistance. What will be the equivalent resistance here? Here R will be equal to R1 plus R2. That is equals to 100 plus 200, that is 300 ohm. Now what will be the maximum permissible absolute error in the R? So maximum permissible absolute error in the R will be equal to the sum of the absolute errors in R1 and R2. So maximum permissible absolute error in R, that will be equal to, that we denote by delta R, and it will be equal to 3 plus 4, that is equals to 7 ohm. So what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance, it will be equal to 300 ohm, 300 plus minus 7 ohm. It will be the equivalent resistance. Means here error will be added. Now you can see one more question. The external and internal diameters of a hollow cylinder determined measured by a vernier calipers is recorded as 5.32 and 4.98. Here external diameter is given, capital D is given 5.32 plus minus 0.01 centimeter, while the internal diameter is small d is given, here it is given 4.98 plus minus this 4.98 plus minus 0.01 centimeter. You have to compute the thickness. Here you have to compute the thickness of the wall of the cylinder with error limits. With error limits you have to compute the thickness. So see here what will be the thickness. So you can see here if you see, then it is like this. Here it is a cylinder. I am making some by different pen. This here, this value is given small d, this is small d, it's clear, and this whole value, this whole here I am making in this side. If you make in this side here, this is equals to capital D. What will be the thickness? Thickness is only this much. So see here thickness will be equal to, if you see here, thickness equals to capital D minus small d by 2. It is clear? Because this plus this equals to capital D minus small d. इस पूरे में से इतना निकाल देंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? This plus this. Now this one side is known as thickness. Means what will be T plus T equals to capital D minus small d. It's clear? Capital D minus small d. T thickness. So thickness will be this. So you calculate. So what will be the thickness here? 5.32 minus 4.98 divided by 2. So it is 0.34 upon 2. That is 0.17. Then what will be the error here? So what will be the error? So error in maximum permissible absolute error in thickness. So see here, it will be equal to the sum of the errors caused in this as well as in this. इसमें जो एरर हुई है एब्सोल्यूट एरर और जो इसमें हुई है दोनों को ऐड करेंगे. सो इट विल बी 0.01 प्लस 0.01 दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 0.02 centimeter. This is also centimeter. It's clear? So what will be your answer? Thickness will be equal to 0.17 plus minus 0.02 centimeter. Means error क्या होगी? Here though there is subtraction, but the error will be added. It's clear? Division by 2 will not contribute anything in the error. It's clear? So here we will not write that the error will be 0.02 divided by 2. Because 2 division is not contributing, division by some number is not contributing any error. So it will be same. It will be same. It's clear? It will be simply the absolute error in this plus absolute error in this. There will be no need of dividing. It's clear? Division we will do only for calculating the thickness, not for calculating the error. Now see here, so these are two simple questions which were based on that. Now we will see if the measured calculated value physical quantity in results, it depends upon the product of some physical quantities. It's clear? Some measured values. If the end result Z depends upon the product of the measured values. We see here we have taken Z equals to X into Y. Here X and Y are the measured values. These two are measured values. And Z is a calculated quantity. Calculated quantity, as we have done in the previous when we have calculated in plus and minus. Now here you assume, let absolute error in the X is delta X, absolute error in Y is delta Y. So what will you write? X with due consideration of error. With due consideration of error, it will be written as this. With due consideration of error, Y will be written as this. Let the absolute error in the Z is delta Z. Absolute error in the Z is delta Z. So what will be this relationship with due consideration of error? What will be this relationship with due consideration of error? So it will be Z plus minus delta Z will be equal to X plus minus delta X, Y plus minus delta Y. Now you simplify this side, so this you can see X into y, then x into that plus minus x into delta y, then this into this, that is plus minus y into delta x, and then this into this. So it will be plus minus delta x into delta y. This is equals to z plus minus delta z. Now you can see here z is equal to xy. Here in this side there is z, here it is xy, so it will be cancelled. So when you will cancel, it will be equal to plus minus delta z equals to plus minus x into delta y plus minus y into delta x plus minus delta x into delta y. Now all of you see here. Suppose delta x, here we are taking some numerical values of delta x. Delta x is 0.01, some unit is there, centimeter, or there may be some kilogram, like that, any unit. Delta y equals to 0.02. It is clear? When you will find out its product, delta x into delta y, what will be delta x into delta y? 0.01 into 0.02 means when you will simplify, it will become 0.0002, means this product is very small. This product of these two absolute errors is very small as compared to the absolute errors. Means the product of absolute errors is having a very smaller value as compared to the absolute error. Therefore, this product can be neglected. Because of their smallness, it can be neglected. And when you will neglect it, means when you will drop it, what will happen? On dropping it, it will become, you can see here, I am writing in the same side, or you see here. It will become here, from here, this relation will become plus minus delta z equals to plus minus x into delta y. You can see only this term will be left plus this term. This term can be neglected because of their smallness. Plus minus y into delta x. It is clear? Now we divide both the sides by z. You divide both the sides by z. So it will be plus minus delta z upon z. Here it will be equal to plus minus x into delta y, and z is what? Z is equal to xy. Plus minus y into delta x upon xy. You cancel. X and x will be cancelled. You can see here, x will be cancelled with x. Y will be cancelled with y. What will be the final relation? Final relation plus minus delta z upon z equals to plus minus delta y upon y plus minus delta x upon x. Or rearranging the terms, equals to plus minus delta x upon x plus minus delta y upon y. Means you can see here once again, when we will write this relationship with due consideration of the error, we will get this. On simplifying this side, right hand side, we will get this thing. Z equals to xy will be cancelled. Now delta x into delta y can be neglected because of their smallness. So what will you get? Plus minus delta z equals to plus minus x into delta y plus minus y into delta x. Now you divide both the sides by z. But since z is equal to xy, so in this side we write z and in this side we write xy. It is clear? So it is delta z upon z equals to delta x upon x plus minus delta y upon y. Now what is delta z upon z? It is the relative error in the z. What is delta x upon x? Relative error in x. And what is delta y upon y? It is relative error in the y. So what will be the possible values of relative error in z? I am cleaning this. What will be the possible values of relative error in the z? So see here, what will be the possible values of relative error in the z? It may be delta x upon x plus delta y upon y, or it may be equal to delta x upon x minus delta y upon y, or it may be equals to minus delta x upon x plus delta y upon y, or it may be equal to minus delta x upon x minus delta y upon y. But we are interested in calculating the maximum permissible error. So what will be the maximum permissible relative error in z? Maximum permissible relative error in z, it will be equal to delta z upon z equals to delta x upon x plus delta y upon y, means it is equal to the sum of the relative errors in the measured values. Sum of the relative errors in the measured values. It's clear? You can see here, in when z was equal to x plus y, या z जब x minus y था, जब z की वैल्यू क्या थी? x plus y थी या x minus y थी. In that case we were calculating the maximum permissible absolute error in the z, that was equal to delta x plus delta y in both cases. But here we are getting the maximum permissible relative fractional error in the z. It's clear? Now if you multiply it with the 100, it will become percentage error in the z. Delta x upon x into 100, percentage error in x, percentage error in the y. So see here, we can write this relationship in this way also. Maximum permissible percentage error in z, that can be written mathematically delta z upon z into 100 equals to delta x upon x into 100 plus delta y upon y into 100. This is the case when z is equal to x into y. It's clear? Suppose z is equal to a into b into c. In that case, what will be? It will be delta z upon z. Relative error in z will be equal to delta a upon a plus delta b upon b plus delta c upon c. By applying the same analogy, we can get maximum permissible relative error in z equals to sum of the relative errors in the measured values. But this will apply when measured values has been multiplied to obtain the calculated value, to obtain the end result. It's clear? Now see the case when there is the division between the measured values. So fourth case, when there is the division between the measured values. Suppose z is equal to x plus y. X plus y. So with due consideration of the error, what will you write? With due consideration of error, it can be written as z plus minus delta z is equal to, not this is division, that is wrong, x upon y. It's clear. So with due consideration of error, it will be x plus minus delta x divided by y plus minus delta y. Meaning of the terms are understood, that you know. It's clear? No need to explain the meaning of delta x and delta y. Here you take out common x. Take common x in this. So it will be plus minus delta x upon x. And y you take out common, so it will be 1 plus minus delta y upon y. So now you can write it as x upon y into 1 plus minus delta x upon x. When you take in the numerator, this bracket, when you take in the numerator, it will be 1 plus minus delta y upon y whole to the power minus 1. Now there is a very important rule here that I am going to tell you. Here there is a binomial expansion, 1 plus x whole to the power n. It is equals to 1 plus nx plus higher powers of x, and so on, higher powers of x. Terms containing higher powers of x. Terms containing higher powers of x. This I will explain in detail in the mathematical tool when we will discuss the mathematical tools which are used in the physics. So, but at present you know this, 1 plus x whole to the power n equals to 1 plus nx, then there will be the term containing x square, then there will be the term containing x cube, then there will be the term containing x to the power 4, and in the last there will be the term containing x to the power n. It's clear? So there will be the other terms like that. Now see here, if x is very small, here there is a approximation. If x is very small, smaller than 1, x is smaller, much smaller than 1, then we write this relation only up to the two terms, and its approximate value will be 1 plus nx. Why we neglect the term containing higher powers of x? Why we neglect the terms of x square, x cube, x to the power 4? What is the reason behind that? So you can see here. When x is much smaller than 1, suppose you have taken x equals to 0.02. Now you find out x square. It will become 0.0004. If you find out x cube, it will become 0.000008. If you find out x to the power 4, it will become equals to, here when you will calculate cube, so it will be, yes, correct, 0.00000016. So you will find that when x is much smaller than 1, that then the terms containing higher powers of x are decreasing more and more. They are greatly decreasing. जब x की वैल्यू क्या है, 1 से बहुत ही कम है, तो x स्क्वायर, x क्यूब, x टू द पावर 4 वाले टर्म्स, इनकी वैल्यू x के कंपैरिजन में बहुत ही कम होती है. That's why we can neglect these terms. And when you will neglect these terms, when we write this expansion only up to 2 terms, its approximate value will be 1 plus nx. It's clear? Now you can see here, delta y upon y. Delta y is what? It is the absolute error. Suppose it is 0.01. Suppose we have measured some length with the help of vernier calipers. Delta y is absolute error in the length is 0.01 centimeter, and the true value is 2.52 centimeter. What will happen? 1 upon 252. This will be much smaller than 1. When it will be much smaller than 1, so what will happen? We will write its expansion only up to 2 terms. We will write its expansion only up to 2 terms. It's clear? इसका एक्सपेंशन हम केवल 2 टर्म तक लिखेंगे. You can compare from there 1 plus minus here what is in place of x? This thing. What is in place of n? -1. x के प्लेस पर ये है, n के प्लेस पर ये है. So what will you write in the next step? You can write x upon y 1 plus minus delta x upon x. That is known as binomial expansion. Binomial expansion. That we will discuss in detail in later. Here you know this. 1 plus nx, n is this, x is this. When you will multiply, what will happen? Minus into plus, minus. Minus into minus, plus. Delta y upon del y. Delta y upon y. It's clear? Now see here, this is equals to z plus minus delta z. Now you can cancel z equals to x upon y. So this can be cancelled. On simplifying, what will you get? So I am simplifying in this side. On simplifying, it is delta plus minus delta z. This will be equals to, here also it cannot be cancelled directly. There is one error I have done. You can see here it cannot be cancelled directly. First we will take out z common. We will take out z common. When you will take out z common, it will become 1 plus minus delta z upon z. There was this error here. It is clear. Now this z will be cancelled with this. Value of z will be cancelled with, this is the z. Z will be cancelled with x upon y. It is clear. Now it is cancelled. It is clear. So here, from here you will get 1 plus minus delta z upon z. Now you multiply this. So 1 into this. When 1 into this, so it is 1 minus delta minus plus delta y upon y. Then it will be multiplied with this. So it will be plus minus delta x upon x. Plus minus delta x upon x into delta y upon y. It's clear. Here that last term we will write in plus minus, because here it is possible that its sign is plus, उसका minus है, और it is plus और उसका भी plus है, तो कोई भी sign हो सकता है. So that will be written with that. It's clear. So 1 into this bracket, then this into this whole bracket. So you will get this. So 1 and 1 will be cancelled. You can see here, this is the product of two relative errors. Relative errors are a very small quantity. Product of two relative errors, and relative errors are very small quantity. So it will become very, very small, so it can be neglected. So what will be delta z upon z? It will be equal to minus delta y minus plus delta y upon y plus minus delta x upon x. What is this? This is the relative error in z. This is relative error in y, and this is the relative error in x. So what are the possible relative errors in the z? So possible relative errors in the z may be minus delta y upon y plus delta x upon x, or it will be minus delta y upon y minus delta x upon x, or it may be delta y upon y plus delta x upon x, or it will be delta y upon y, it's sign plus, and here it is minus delta x upon x. इट्स क्लियर। एक बार इसको माइनस लिया और इसको प्लस साइन के साथ लिया है, फिर इसको माइनस और इसको माइनस साइन के साथ, then similarly with that. But our aim is to calculate the maximum permissible relative error. So what will be the maximum permissible relative error in the Z? It will be this. It will be equal to this. It's clear? Now see here. It means you will get the same result in the multiplication or division. When the end result, when the final result is obtained by multiplying or dividing the measured values, then maximum permissible relative error in the final quantity will be equal to the sum of the relative errors in the measured values. Or in case of percentage error, because relative error, so it will be also be equal to percentage error. It will be equal to the sum of the percentage error in the measured values. Means you can see here. Suppose Z is equal to A upon B into C. Absolute error in the measurement of A, delta A. In B it is delta B. In C it is delta C. So what is the relative error in the measurement of A? Delta A upon A. In B, delta B upon B. In C, it is delta C upon C. So what is the relative error in the Z? It will be equal to delta A upon A plus delta B upon B plus delta C upon C. There will be no effect that this is in denominator. चाहे ये ऐसे लिखे रिलेशन तो भी यही रहेगा एरर, और इस तरीके से लिखें तो भी एरर यही रहेगी. इट्स क्लियर? दिस विल बी द मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल रिलेटिव एरर. And if you have to determine maximum permissible percentage error, you multiply by it 100. We will multiply it by 100. It is clear? Now one more thing. Suppose instead of this, the relation is this. Z equals to A into A upon B. Then what will be? Then it will be equal to delta Z upon Z equals to delta A upon A plus, since A is coming two times, so it will be written twice, B upon B. That is equals to 2 times of delta A upon A plus delta B upon B. Means the error of A will be counted 2 times because it comes 2 times. It's clear? So here there is a simple relationship that you remember here. Suppose there is a physical quantity P which depends upon 3 measured values, and there is the relationship measured values x, y and z, and the relationship is this: x to the power a, y to the power b, z to the power c. It's clear? There is a physical quantity P which depends upon 3 measured values x, y and z. Here there is how many powers are reached here? Over a x, a, over y it is b, and over z it is c. So what is the maximum permissible relative error in the P? It will be a times of relative error in x plus b times of relative error in y plus c times of relative error in z. So in this way we will calculate. It's clear? So this is all about the propagation of error. Now in the next lecture we will do the numericals of this. So till then you revise this, both the lectures you revise, and then watch and understand the topic, and then we will do the numericals. Thank you.